in London, bringing the time now to 2 minutes to 11 is a Wednesday edition of the morning show. You know what? 12 o'clock exactly, we're taking to the House of Parliament for the Prime Minister's question time. But the Prime Minister is not in town, he is at the NATO conference. Yet we'll be having the Deputy Prime Minister doing the show. Yes, last week he did very well. So let's see what he's going to be doing this week as well. Wherever you are, stay tuned. Don't you go away. Now, yeah, you know, look at the line calls on BBC presenter to name himself, and as we've been saying, innocent until proven guilty. So if the person, I mean, it's all allegations. I don't know why. What do you think about all that? Do you think he should come forward and say, "Hey, it's me"? But in my defense, this is a da. But when it comes to media trial, I mean, I tell you that whatever you say can be misconstrued, and then I mean, blown out of proportion and can end up getting you. But whatever is happening, do you think it's a crime? Has a crime been committed at all or not? Well, maybe he broke the COVID rules. Well, he was supposed to stay at home, decided to go out. Maybe he has been found 50 pounds, right? Okay, Star Radio UK. Zelensky meets Sunak after NATO membership row. On day one of NATO summit, Zelensky said delays in Ukraine's membership timeline are upset. Now, they said that yesterday that they wouldn't want to bring them on board because the moment they bring them on board, as NATO slogan is one for all, and all for one and one for all. Once you touch one of them, they all have to now join in. And they don't want to escalate the whole war into something of the sort. So they wouldn't want to do that. But watching some of the stories that we put earlier on Sky News this morning, we're talking about how difficult that war, fight or take back fight by the Ukrainians is going on. It's very difficult with all the mines that the Russians have put in places. So it's making advancing very, very difficult there, or challenging. What do you think about all that? North Korea has fired long-range missile after threatening U.S. The launch comes after Pyongyang accused the U.S. military of repeated air incursions. Really? Okay. The missing German man's remains found in Thailand freezer. Whoa, the Pattaya-based businessman, dismembered body, turned up after he had gone missing for a week. My goodness. Now, I'm trying to ask myself the question, how people can be that wicked? Can you just imagine chopping somebody? Gosh. Wow. It's all Star Radio UK. Now, 7 cheetah dies in India since reintroduction. The cheetahs were declared extinct in India in 1952, but they were reintroduced last year amid such fanfare, and now 7 of them have died as well. Now, Thailand coup leader departs the stage. Now, Prayut Chan-o-cha's 9 year of authoritarian rule saw a sweeping crackdown on political dissent. Well, it's cleared away now. Let's see what is going to happen. Ex-mansion follower released after 53 years in jail. It's all Star Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Well, mortgages to jump by £500 for 1 million households. Bank of England says higher interest rates are yet to hit many homes, but lenders are proving resilient. Well. So we'll be seeing all those things happening there. So coming away from Star Radio UK, Michelle O'Neill addressing COVID-19 inquiry. The former Deputy First Minister of Northern Ireland is giving evidence in London. All right then. So this is a lot more going to be coming your way. Bishop Adamson is that. And if all this continue, fuel hike, Naira devaluation, insecurity, etc., by August, Nigeria will not be able to take it any further. That Nigerians will not be able to take it any further. But revolt, I perceive. Oh my goodness. The man of God is speaking there. What do you think? Well. So I'll start ready, okay? Now let's enjoy this music and I'll be with you. Stay tuned. Don't you go away. It is Star Radio UK. It is from Pastor Tudor Abuachi Ansa, and it says everlasting to everlasting. Enjoy.
Okay, then we get ready for the Star Radio in just about a few minutes. We're going to join the Star Radio in just a few minutes. Okay, we'll go along and pray. A very good morning and welcome. As we say all the time, may Nigeria not happen to you. When Nigeria happens to you, you will definitely know Nigeria is not what a lot of you are thinking. Break up the shit up. So we know if we keep it. If we keep Nigeria. Keeping Nigeria is not the solution right now. Let everybody come on the round table. Economic-wise, Nigeria is dead. What you call economic-wise? It's just dead and dead. It's not going to revive. So if any one of you thinks miracle can come and shele, this miracle will then bring Nigeria back, you're wasting your time. Àwọn tó bá ń sọ̀rọ̀ fún yín, they are lying, because wọ́n mọ̀ dájú pé Nigeria tẹ́ ń sọ yẹn ó ti wà in big mess. Nigeria ti wà in a big mess, complete big mess. But then more, torí irọ́ ti bá yé yín jẹ́, wọ́n ti fi pinlẹ̀ Nigeria. So everybody is hoping that one day, gbogbo nǹkan kọ̀ máa lọ, ó máa fine. Gbogbo ẹ̀ kọ̀ máa smooth. Koiki má worry, ojú ló pẹ́ sí, ẹ lọ ṣe sùúrù. Okay. Ojú ló pẹ́ sí lóòótọ́, but púpọ̀ nínú you'll probably be dead anyway by the time Nigeria is going to be great. Gbogbo ọ̀nì sí mọ́. So ẹni tó bá dẹ̀ lè survive in between that period, fine. Ẹni tó bá lè survive, ó jẹ́ ẹran àmúṣó nìyẹn. So as simple as that. Ìyẹn la ṣe ń sọ fún yín pé ẹ jẹ́ ká bọ́lẹ̀ nínú ọkọ̀ tá a wà nínú ẹ̀. Ọkọ̀ yẹn ti fail gbogbo wa. But àwọn kan ní ká túbọ̀ drive ẹ̀ síwájú díẹ̀ sí, ká drive ẹ̀ fún another 4 years. Tó bá yẹ pé gbogbo wa agree àti dá ọkọ̀ yẹn dúró, àbọ́lẹ̀, àlọ́mọ́ ń jà lọ́mọ́, á sọ̀wá kalẹ̀, àdé máa wá ọkọ̀ míì tó máa gbé wa lọ sí ibi tá à ń lọ. Gbogbo yìí náà àfẹ́ yẹn, ìyẹn kọ́ la fẹ́ o. Ọkọ̀ yẹn, ẹ jẹ́ ká sì keep ọkọ̀ yẹn máa ṣiṣẹ́ fún wa. Ó dẹ̀ ti ṣiṣẹ́ fún yín báyìí. So everybody ló máa yẹ breakfast. Gbogbo yín lè máa jẹ breakfast. Breakfast.
Station in London, that is everlasting to everlasting. I want to say welcome to every one of you who is tuning today to listen to us on the Star Radio UK Wednesday edition of the morning show. I'll be taking you straight to our North London studios where I've got the one and only, yes, my brother. For a couple of days he's been under the weather, but thank God he's up and running now. And let me go to him and let me say, Yummy, good morning.
Well, a very good morning to you, Mr. Archie. Good morning, Frank. Good morning to all our listeners around the globe. And good morning to all our presenters and also to the sister broadcast that is connected to the transmission this morning. It is the 12th day of July, and I'll come back again to you 8 minutes past. I know we're really pressed of time, but later on tonight, there will not be time pressure because we will have the 2.5 hours on the Niger Voices where we're going to be discussing Bola Tinubu, the new president that has been now given the opportunity to host the ECOWAS. What does that really mean to Nigerians, and how is that going to transform the union between the West of Africa? All that will be part of the discussion. But let me come back again to you because we have to take care of some of the other matters, especially the diaspora, which is now facing the brunt of this currency that we're going to be talking about. I think I have the, the specimen, 50 pounds. I've been able to find my 1,000 Naira that Omefele wanted to destroy. At least I can still send this back to Nigeria if I don't want to keep it as a souvenir. I have the 500 Naira and I have the 5 pounds. All that is part of the discussion this morning. But for now, it is the finest African and Caribbean radio station in London. I will come back now to you in the studio, Mr. Archie.
Yes, I thank God that you are feeling much better. But I don't know what happened, but we're all not feeling very well at all. But I needed to come in because I thought if both of us are not in, that will not be good. One has to hold the health, yes. But we thank God that you are doing good. I hope the family is doing well as well.
Very good. They're doing very well.
Great, great. Listeners, it's Star Radio UK. Updates from Nigeria with Mr. Lightning Koikimedia and North London Studios. I'm actually here in the South Studio. And let's crack on. Now, you just show us the Nigerian currency vis-a-vis that of the pound sterling here. And we're talking about students who are here educating themselves. I mean, bettering themselves, getting education, will go back. Now, you are looking at the devaluation of the Naira, which in effect, because if I am in Nigeria and I'm worth 1 billion Naira, okay, let's call it that way. Now, with the devaluation of the Naira, I'm not worth 1 billion Naira any longer. So, how are they paying for the students who are here? Is it government? Is it those who are on government scholarships, or those who by maybe their parents or whoever is sponsoring them? Is that what you are talking about here? Yeah.
When we look at the the issue on the table, you're quite right. For every Naira that you have in your account, even those that are very wealthy, that literally means that the money continue to devalue. We have only an acting, CBN governor. We don't have Emefiele anymore. But we know that, when it comes to, the monetary, the Naira, everything is linked to the Central Bank of Nigeria, which is equivalent to, the Bank of England. But what we are discussing this morning is about, how do we make sure that the Nigerians that are studying abroad, and most also here in UK, since the devaluation of the currency, it's going to have a big impact, because at some point, we realized that as many Nigerians were also getting a bit of subsidy in terms of the dollars that they were spending, or the euro or the pounds, especially those that are, studying outside. You might be asking, how many Nigerians are really studying outside? It doesn't matter, as long as you can afford what the British government have laid out in terms of the rules. You will need nothing less than £9,000 if you're going to be living outside, and that is for the 1 year accommodation. You will need £9,000 equivalent if you're going to be living outside. That means Manchester, Birmingham. But if you're going to be living in London, you will need a little bit more. That is not the tuition fee. That is just for the accommodation. But what we are now getting in terms of the reportage is that many Nigerian students are now facing tough times in the United Kingdom after the Naira equivalent of their tuition fee have increased more than 60%. And this makes me remember Venezuela. Venezuela is an oil wealth country, but they are 20 years poorer today.
It is so true. And that is all due to, as I would say, mismanagement of our leadership and our old people not doing what they're supposed to do. So what are the students calling for? Is government going to come to their aid? Or what is going to happen?
Well, Bola Tinubu allow what we call, the multiple exchange rate at the Apex Bank. They've decided to float the Naira between the investors and the exporter window. And that means that as of today, if I have 50 pounds, which I've got with me, this is a specimen, it's not the real money. So don't think you can get this from me. But this is the original money called the Naira. That is 50,000 Naira, because £1 now is 1 Naira. 1,000 Naira is a pound equivalent. The question you are asking is, what are the students expecting? The rise in the exchange rate has put more pressure on many Nigerians that are schooling in the UK and beyond. Most importantly, the UK is one of the destination of the choice of many Nigerians. Guess what? We have about 128,770 Nigerian students enrolled in university between 2015 and 2022, according to the data by the Higher Education Statistics Agency in the UK. According to the Central Bank of Nigeria, the study-related foreign exchange outflow to the UK is about $2.5 billion as of 2022. Nigerian students and their dependents in the United Kingdom contributed about 1.9 billion pounds annually to the UK economy, according to the analysis by the SBN Intelligence. Many of these students are now struggle to pay the balance of their tuition fee due to the sharp end. So I don't know what they're going to be saying, but the Nigerian student resident in Manchester, Adejoro Deborah, who sounded stressed, this policy is affecting those of us here, and even intending students. My sibling has had to forfeit their admission because of this policy. Even many students have fallen into the victim of online scammers.
Wow. When things like that is happening, you know, opportunists and also come up, and then they will be doing all sorts. So, well, you have to be careful, and that's why we bring you all this information. It's started in the UK. This is President African Intelligence.
And like I was saying earlier, the student added, if you put 5 million Naira in your account in March, when the rate was around 560, Naira to a pound, that means you would pay around 9,000 pounds tuition fee, which I did explain. But by July, the same 5 million will only be able to pay 5,000 pounds. So they've lost 4,000 pounds automatically.
Wow. That is a proper galloping inflation there. But well, listeners, it is Star Radio UK. It is your favorite African Intelligence radio station in London. Because of Wednesday edition, we need to push on with some of the stories making the rounds there. The Senate that constituted an ad hoc committee to investigate the fuel subsidy regime of the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited yesterday, and Bishop Adesina has commented on that as well. We did have a story that came through. I was saying that a ship, one of these ships was confiscated with crude oil, which they're talking about some security agency, private security agency that has been employed by
Tompolo.
Yeah, Tompolo. And then they said that, well, they confiscated it and they burnt it. And I was asking myself the question, what's the sense in that? It's not like we've got lots of it sitting at home and we virtually put oil. I mean, we have Nigerians go to the filling station and fill their vehicles for free. It's not like that. They are struggling. So why should they have taken that action? But well, the Senate ad hoc committee, what are they going to be doing?
Well, from the report coming from the Senate that they will be probing the NMPCL subsidy regime. What do we know? The Senate yesterday constituted an ad hoc committee to investigate the fuel subsidy regime that have costed Nigeria to the close of almost 400 billion naira every month. And you heard that very well. 400 billion naira, and that is the dilapidated Ajaokuta that have been abandoned after billions of dollars was also spent into it as well. The question then is, will this make any changes? I mean, this is the new Senate president that was also a floor member. How they're going to manage this, committee, whether there will be any outcome of it, because it's always about the rhetorics. Nigerians, politicians, analysts, they've been talking for 24 years. You see them on the TV, on the print, and also on the social media that we have today. But this followed the adoption of a motion by Senator Patrick Chinwebu, APC, Imo State, during the preliminary yesterday. The motion was tagged, need to investigate the controversial huge expenditure on the petroleum motor spirit, known as petrol, under the subsidy, under recovery regime by the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited. Moving the motion, Mr. Chububu said that the federal government, as at May 11, 2016, announced an increase in the fuel pump price from 87 naira to between 135 and 145. As of today, Nigerians are putting out almost close to 500 naira, if not a little bit more, in the black market. The question then is, will this government of the current Bola Ahmed Tinubu, as he has said, subsidy is gone. We can't bring it back. It is just too late to bring it back right now. But how will he be able to substitute Nigerians, as especially so many Nigerians we know about 130 million are living in abject poverty? It will save a lot of money. We know that already because 400 billion have been saved from the first month of this subsidy. But in moving further, how do you then subsidize Nigerians that are living in abject poverty? So what the Senate are saying is that there have been leakages, wastage, and slippage, just as we saw yesterday in the news that you reported that Tompolo intercepted a vessel that was taking a crude oil out of Nigeria without probably no payment. And this has been going on for decades.
Well, somebody will say it's not a poor man sitting at a Goja or somewhere trading who has been involved in that. It's the big hooks, the big fishes. Well, how can I own a ship? I cannot own a ship. I mean, it's the big people who own the ship, and therefore they are the ones doing the same thing. But listen, let's start ready, UK. Let me say good morning to Carl Manes. Hey, how are you doing, my brother? Yes. Max, we'll catch up pretty soon. Angela Dedeji, good morning to you as well. Now, Bishop Adesina says currency experience increased more than 60%. It shows Naira has devalued 60% to pound sterling within 2 months. 1,030 Naira is now 1 pound. Okay, 1 pound. So, like Tommy was saying, he thinks that 1 pound is equivalent to 1,000. No, they said no, it's 1,030. Now 30 has been added to it as well. And this is wonderful. Now, if you're listening to us in Nigeria, or you're here, you're educating yourself. I mean, those of us in here who will make money home to help our families. Now, you see that everything seems to be, what a thing. We want you to have your comments to the broadcast. Feel free to do so, and we will touch on that. It is already okay. Now, let's quickly touch on this one, and then I'll come back to some of the ones that you've touched on here. Now, yesterday, the Labour Party came out to say that, look, the ruling government, the APC, are preparing themselves for a rerun of the presidential election. And so they were also calling on their folks to get themselves or get their lazy style for getting themselves ready for a rerun of the election. Does that mean to say that the election tribunal seems to be getting closer to its verdict, and then is it going to be that they are going to annul the whole results? Because looking at what Tinubu has done so far, though the Naira has been devalued, but some areas you can say that, well, he's been a man enough to be pushing things around. Would Nigerians continue to love him if he has to go to the polls? Would they vote for him as well? No.
Well, that's not an evidence. Loving him is a different thing. Going accordance with the election tribunal is two different things as well. So as much as the love that, Tinubu has, especially from the Southwest, the Yorubas, because they believe that Emir, which literally means that it is our turn, even though their turn doesn't bring money so far, but it is still early. But we know that from the report that people are losing 4,000 pounds on top of their 9,000 or their 5 million Naira equivalent in Nigeria between just March and July. Yes, I've been following the news as well. What the chairman of the Labour Party is saying, that the Labour and the obedient should prepare their mind for a rerun. We can't confirm that yet because the petition tribunal has not given us any hint whether they are now talking to them from behind the scene that we are not aware. But all I can say is that, what they have actually said, that even the APC is gearing up for a rerun. If that is going to happen, that means that, Nigeria will probably be, a better place to decide that. But I am not sure whether there will be a rerun, but it is too early to call. But we'll have to all wait patiently for the election tribunal to conclude their outcome and decide what will be in terms of whether it's a rerun or it's just a total, win right for Bola Tinubu, even though the argument has always been that 25% that was argued with so many other gray area. But like I said, Nigeria is full of different things. And what we can only say is that until the election tribunal comes back, nobody, and it's just a speculation that there will be a rerun.
Okay, let's digress in a bit. Now, assuming that there's supposed there's going to be a rebrand, what do you think would be the best move for Tinubu? I mean, releasing Nnamdi Kanu, talking to Sunday Igboho to and all those things, and then you would have been the one who have like, yes, you think that would be good for him?
Well, Tinubu, as we know, he's been in the game for a very long time, even though he took advantage of the Yoruba Nation campaign, to get into, what he's doing today, because we all know that, Chief Dr. Sunday Igboho, was very, very vocal, outspoken, a philanthropist, left everything to make one voice clear with him, and also, our leader of the Yoruba Self-Determination, Professor Adebanji Akintoye. These two were the vocal point that Tinubu was also able to use to climb the ladder, to make the northern part of Nigeria to say, look, if you do not allow me to get to this position that I brought Buhari into in 2015, then remember that Igboho and, Professor Akintoye, with all those campaigners of the Yoruba Self-Determination, will definitely have no other choice. And that literally means that will he be able to use a different strategy should the rerun happen? We've seen that as many people are asking Tinubu to forgive Igboho, and the question is, what has Igboho done to Buhari that led to an assassination attempt on his life in his house on the 1st of July 2021? Also, what could happen in terms of a 2 weeks lockdown that Simon Ekpa, the government in exile, is now pushing that will happen from the month of July? They've just completed a 1 week sit at home, but it seems that the Biafra are still pushing for what they say the release of Nnamdi Kanu. Will Bola Tinubu take advantage of this? We know that he was able to capture some of his vote, especially in Rivers State, because Wike was able to rig that election for him in Rivers State, because Wike was part of the G5 that refused to work with Atiku. Even some of those in the West refused, like the governor of Oyo State, literally worked for Tinubu against his own party.
Well, listeners, it is already okay. The program of Koikimedia radio station in London, 11:26. I'm just going to allow you and me to bring you the rest of the stories, because you know that on Wednesdays we are plenty of time. So, tell me, over to you, sir.
Well, we're just going to touch one or two, and then later on at 1800 hours, we would have what it takes to understand ECOWAS. What does it mean? Now that the Bola Tinubu traveled down, is back to Nigeria, is now the chairman of ECOWAS. It's only a 1 year tenure. How is he going to make use of it? What is the advantage? We'll be discussing that as well. We might also have a guest that will be telling us about what they are doing in preparing July 29 for an outing from London. Those in support of the Yoruba Nation movement, which is also going to happen, but we will confirm that before the program goes on air. But let's come back as there is still more discussion. Let's go to the former governor of Benue State, Autumn. Panel storms Autumn automobile workshop and impound vehicles. It seems that some of these governors, each time they leave, they move with their vehicles that maybe is a government vehicle or not. But the Asset Recovery Committee, now set up by the new Benue State Governor, Ayasi Alia, on Tuesday yesterday, stormed what they call the automobile workshop owned by the former governor, Samuel Autumn, with towing vehicles. And guess what? Remove some of the vehicles. Earlier, through his chief press secretary, Kula, recently disclosed that the government vehicles numbering 29 were allegedly looted by the past governor. The question then is, if this vehicle keep getting looted, that means the new governor will have to spend money from the budget that is not enough to buy more vehicle. I don't understand why some of these governors open an automobile, then using the government vehicle and move it out. Let's go to Sokoto Governorship Tribunal. Admit Kobe school certificate in evidence. You'll be wondering how we got to this stage that Nigerians are those politicians that are saying that we want to lead you. They don't even have school cert. I mean, I have mine, whether it's a fail or pass. But it seems that the politician never knew that they would get to this position. And it is always the school cert. Remember that former President Muhammadu Buhari could not tell us where his school certificate was. They were looking for it, even in everywhere, until they couldn't find it. And the rest, they say, is in history. But the Election Petition Tribunal in Sokoto State yesterday admitted in evidence 2 letters on Deputy Governor Idris Gobe educational qualification and has now adjourned sitting until July 19. Tribunal Chairman Justice Aruna adjourned the case after the People's Democratic Party and the 2023 governorship candidate Alhaji Saidu Umar closed their testimony to prove their petition. The exhibit admitted are from the Sabon Bini Local Government Education Authority, tendered by Muyiwa Akimboro, Senior Advocate of Nigeria, that led the council to the PDP in the 2023 governorship election. Akimboro, the state party chairman, Alhaji Bello, who was the last among the 32 witnesses, in the testimony, Goroyo said he delegated some party members as agents and received report on election violence. He admitted that some people were arrested for alleged violence and malpractice, however, could not attest to being persecuted. So it seems that when it comes to WAEC certificate, it is always a problem to our politicians because some of them are too fraudulent as well. Let's come to, as many of us will have seen people, especially with the new social media, celebrating cars, money, girls, women, traveling abroad. But guess what? Some of them are criminals, and they are so fraudulent that they've now been able to capture one of them. And that is him right there. You can tell that he called himself Bobry, but Bobry was using some other revenue that doesn't belong to him. Now the U.S. court have sentenced Mr. Woodbury to 8 years in prison, and also he will be getting a deportation. The question you asked before I came on air was whether he will be serving in Nigeria. He will also be praying that he serve it in the U.S. because the United States will give him 3 square meals. They will change his outfit at every interval of the weather. He would also be given opportunity to learn a new course that will be away from criminality. Nigerian-born Olalekan Jacob Ponle has now been sentenced after being convicted on a 1 count of fraud in Chicago, and 7 other counts were dismissed following a plea bargain in April. A federal judge in the United States has sentenced Jacob Olalekan Ponle to 8 years and 3 months in prison for his coordination of multi-million-dollar fraud. Mr. Ponle was sentenced July 11 yesterday by Judge Robert Geltman of the United States District of the Northern District of Illinois in Chicago, according to the court. The defendant is hereby committed to the custody of the Federal Bureau of Prison to be in prison for a total term of 100 months as to count. Mr. Ponle was sentenced after being convicted on a 1 count fraud, 7 other counts. Let's talk about how justice is not served in Nigeria. Let's talk about Bamishe. Bamishe was the young Nigerian that traveled on the BRT from his workplace as a fashion designer, heading home to meet his sister that was pregnant and deliver the new outfit that will be put on after the delivery. She never made that journey because, as we all say, may Nigeria not happen to you. She was actually murdered right inside the Lagos transport system. That then threw a body on the side of the road, naked, and also some extra part have been removed from the body. Yesterday was 500 days, and justice is still not served to Bamishe and the family. We hope that the governor of Lagos State, Babajide Sanwo-Olu, as they were making their case at the Lagos House of Assembly yesterday, it took time and pressure before somebody attended to them. We will be monitoring that case, and we hope Babajide Sanwo-Olu, the Lagos State governor, would allow justice to be served, just as justice was served to Ike Keremadu for attempting to do what we call illegal of the kidney donation. So let's go straight to the social media because of the time, and then we come back again to you. And like we say, may Nigeria not happen to you. These are the colored money. I'm not sure as many Nigerians have even been able to see this colored money, even though this money was what Emefiele wanted to inject into Nigeria, as at the time he was the former governor of Central Bank of Nigeria. The election is concluded, but there's still more pressure in Nigeria with debt and other issues. Now let's go straight to the social media. Yes, the chief imam of Ilorin has told the Emir that you cannot stop what is called a traditional festival between a woman that says that she has been stopped from not giving opportunity to perform a rite. Ilorin is in Kwara State. Kwara State is a Yoruba territory, but the Muslims that are becoming so fanatics, as we have seen them around the world, are proving that she cannot conduct a tradition on the ground that Ilorin is a Yoruba land, but is also an Islamic state. And that literally means that if she wants to conduct such, she needs to travel to another state and do such. Even the Nigerian fraudulent 1999 military diktat allows us to practice our festival regardless of your faith. But we say to those that are trying to push the narrative, this is the narrative that the West did in Venezuela by allowing their culture and enforce a different religion. The Yoruba have a culture, and this culture has been with us before the Islam was brought into the southwest of Nigeria, called the Yoruba territory. That is how far we can go, but later on, we will expatiate on why a festival should not be allowed to be conducted in a state that is not an Islamic state. Even those that went to Saudi Arabia, some of them have now been crying out that they've been abandoned. Even one said in the video that they lost somebody, and the reason for that is the airline or whoever packaged them, that is the tune of 5 million naira, almost 9,000 pounds. They've now been abandoned. As many other countries have gone back home, Nigerians are still crying for help from the new president, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, to help them out.
Wow. Oh, wow. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. You want to know more? You want to hear more? Join Mr. Live for this evening exactly at 18 hours. That will be 6 p.m. And where he will bring you Niger voices. Okay. Now, Bishop Edison says Nigerian Administration type international organization. Yesterday, Nigerians that travel for Hajj religious practice cried for help in Saudi Arabia. They are stranded and we are stuck. It goes on to say no government responding to their return back flight delay. So if your family member is there, then I bet now you need to find some money to help get the person, to repatriate the person to back to Nigeria. I don't know what is going to happen there. But you want to know more, make sure that your dials are logged on. Again, that's 6 p.m. or 18 hours BST when Mr. Live will come your way with Nigeria voices. Tell me before we go.
Stay tuned for the rest of the program at 12 noon. Like you said, it's going to be the PMQ, even though, we saw Biden with all his, motorcade in London, and they've now flew down to Lithuania, where they're having the NATO summit. But for now, Star Radio UK will take you through the rest of the program. I'll be back in the next few hours, exactly 6 p.m. local time in Nigeria, 6 p.m. UK time, or 1800 hours. Thank you so much, and bye for now.
Well, listeners, that has been Mr. Lightning for bringing you updates from Nigeria. As I say, well, it is the Wednesday edition of the morning show, so we are.
Ẹ̀yin tèmi ṣe ẹ wà. La 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 la. Lo. Ṣé rówó yìí? Olówó tó ń wò yìí, olówó yìí wò ó. Ṣorí, ṣùgbọ́n nǹkan táwọn Nigerian students sọ, tó bá ti gbọ́n tó sọ, wọ́n náà wọ́n ní 5 million ní July. By now, owó yẹn ti di kíni, ó ti di tissue paper mọ́ wọn lọ́wọ́. Ó ti di tissue paper mọ́ wọn ní ọwọ́. Mo ń bọ̀ fi gbé wá sí iwájú mi torí we're gonna move things around right now. Ká sọ̀rọ̀ briefly ni torí mo ní tún lè ṣe program kankan because ìrọ̀lẹ́ I need other things to do. So, but for now, I can switch my camera to the front so that ká lè ṣe kíni. Ká sọ̀rọ̀ briefly now ni. Ká sọ̀rọ̀ briefly. Torí ẹlòmíì nísìn tábà gbé kámẹ́rà yẹn bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn bó ṣe fi máa wo kí ló ń ṣẹlẹ̀ nínú ilé Koiki ní àdúrà tí àwọn bomb bastard. So mo kí gbogbo alẹ́ nǹkan sí ẹ̀yin olólùfẹ́ wa káàkiri gbogbo àgbáyé. Ẹ ká kọ́ sọ̀rọ̀ briefly láwọn akọ sọ̀rọ̀ pé ní iṣẹ́ pọ̀ lọ́wọ́ mi ká máa túnṣe ẹ ń paná nílé mi jàre. Owó náà ló ń jẹ kò ń ṣọ̀fẹ́ ẹ̀bẹ́ náà ẹ máa ń sanwó ná Nàìjíríà bẹ́ẹ̀ kì í sanwó ná àbẹ́ ọ̀fẹ́ lẹ́yìn ló ná Nàìjíríà àbẹ́ ti lo ná lọ́fẹ̀ẹ́ ní ìlú tó crazy yẹn ẹ jẹ́ mo yóò yà àwọn student ń pariwo ìbáyìí student yẹn ìbẹ́ wá kàwé ni èmi wà London láti 25 years mo sọ fún yín pé Nàìjíríà ò gbádùn torí pé yín dé pẹ̀lú visa ẹ fi pé Nàìjíríà máa ṣiṣẹ́ fún yín òun ló ti ń ṣiṣẹ́ yẹn náà kó máa ṣiṣẹ́ fún gbogbo wa ẹni ní 5 million èbí mo sọ fún yín pé owó yẹn lójúmọ́ ló ń lose value ẹni kì í shut up tí bá ti sọ̀rọ̀ méjì mẹ́ta ìbú lẹ máa bú ẹ̀yin ọmọ kéékèèké tẹ́ wà lórí social media ẹ̀dá kankan mọ̀ èmi lẹ máa bú ṣé mi mo bà Nàìjíríà jẹ́ ṣé nígbà tó ń kọ ìtàn Nàìjíríà wọ́n ní Koiki ló bà Nàìjíríà jẹ́ èyí bomb bastard mo sọ fún yín pé mo lè káàánú yín rárá so mo lè káàánú gbogbo yín rárá torí pé mo ti sọ fún yín títí ẹ dá mi lóhùn mo ní kẹ́ support Yorùbá nation ẹ fẹ́ máa support Nàìjíríà púpọ̀ nu yín kẹ́rì báyìí nísìn tẹ bá ṣe tán nísìn wọ́n ní tún fún yín níṣẹ́ ní UK ẹ túnṣe máa wá ṣe sponsorship oríṣiríṣi lẹ máa ń wá ẹ máa wá ẹni tó máa sponsor yín ẹ jẹ́ kí n ṣe phone line torí a ti ṣe program bíi méjì mẹ́ta àdẹ̀gbà call so I'm just gonna open the phone line briefly ní ìta ṣe láàárọ̀ àti èyí tí a ti ṣe ní ìdájí tí a bá rí ẹni tó ní ọ̀rọ̀ méjì mẹ́ta tó fẹ́ sọ sí màá ṣí line mi sílẹ̀ ẹ pè wọlé so gbogbo ilẹ̀ mọ studio number wa 44 ló bẹ̀rẹ̀ ìyẹn ní code UK ọ̀wá mú lọ sí 74 04 405 917 ìtẹ́ bá fi sọ lórí ẹ̀ bí a lórí ti Dúpẹ́ 419 tí mo ti fún lésì ìyẹn lẹ bá fi sọ sí ni àsìkò tẹ́yìn náà lè sọ tí kẹ má ní Koiki ìwọ́de ló dẹ̀ ń sọ̀rọ̀ ó tẹ̀ fáwọn náà láyé ká bẹ́ẹ̀ dá sí wọ́n dẹ̀ ní ọgbọ́n ọlọ́gbọ́n náà la fi àbọ̀rọ̀ mi yé nísìn so gbogbo náà kẹ má bàa ní Koiki kí ló dẹ̀ wá lé tó yìí so line ti ṣí nísìn fẹ́yìn tí ẹ bá fi dá sí kẹ lè pè wọlé at least mo mind máa jókòó another few hours so ẹ̀yin náà bá fi dá sí orí ilé tá à ń ṣe nísìn òun lẹ máa ti lè pè bí a kì í tẹ̀ stop ilé torí pé màá lè lo ilé fi ṣe TikTok so ẹ jẹ́ kí n move ẹ̀yin báyìí too many stuff kọ́lọ́n kó gbà wá láyé kó fún wa láyé kó fẹ́ àyè rí gbà wá torí tí wọ́n bá ní space náà ló máa lè ṣe so many things so anybody that wants to call or tó bá dẹ̀ pẹ́ ní nǹkan mi tẹ̀ fẹ́ discuss so the section now is for you to call in and let's hear your own view. Tó bá yẹ pé fẹ́ disagree pẹ̀lú mi náà ni it's okay ẹ pè wọlé Koiki gbogbo tó máa ń sọ yẹn kò sọ̀rọ̀ ń bẹ́ẹ̀ ẹ ní right a máa fún ẹ ní right yìí kódà o lè wá defend Dúpẹ́ gansẹ̀ lórí show yìí láàárọ̀ yìí o ní right o lè wá defend ẹ so ma end the broadcast ilé ẹ̀yin tẹ́ wà lórí bíbá lórí mo kí dáàdì mi Olúdáre so ẹ jẹ́ kí n end yẹn so that ká lè ṣe kí ni n tẹ̀mọ̀ bí i YouTube yẹn ni kí n end cause ká lè lo no ẹ̀yin máa yẹ kí n end YouTube ẹ yẹ ká end ẹ yẹ kó jẹ́ Facebook la máa end so ẹ yẹ kí n start Facebook mi ẹ jẹ́ kí n start mi go live. That's the beauty of technology. At least you can do multiple things, you know. So this is now the time for you to also call in and let's hear your view, especially with some of the discussion we've had so far on the Yoruba Nation conversation. Mo kí gbogbo wa lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí níbi tí ẹ bá ti ń gbọ́ mi tí ẹ ti ń wò mí. Èmi ló ń pè ní Ọláyọmí Koikimedia. So let me move all these because I'm going to move a little see. Moki Grammar, Felicia, Great Yoruba Nation. Moki. So let me move the stuff. I need to move this laptop closer to me. Yeah. So, look with Shelley what answer. Okay, what on? All right, what on? So let's just run this. So there's a calling section now. Calling program. Calling program. So number is plus 44 74 04. And if you pay wọlé ni káyà yín já ni. Náà káyà yín já now. Calling program. So it's just going to be for a few hours anyway. Koikimedia, bringing the world closer to your. Mo kẹ́ ń tẹ́wà lórí Mixlr, mo kí gbogbo yín lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí. In the 12th of July 2023. Okay, clarity communicate on charge. Okay, I'm charging the seat so another. Technology is beautiful. Kò sẹ́ni kankan tó lè parọ́ fún wa. In tó bá yẹ ìwọ náà lè lọ sórí orí Google. Ìwọ náà lọ ṣe kíni. Wà lọ ṣe research tiẹ̀. Wà gbé yẹ̀wò pé ṣé n tí àwọn people yìí sọ ṣé bẹ́ẹ̀ lórí àbí bẹ́ẹ̀ kọ́. It's as simple as that. Tó bá rí bẹ́ẹ̀, fair enough. Tó bá dẹ̀ rí bẹ́ẹ̀, no problem. But one thing is, at some point, everybody will get the message. Message tí gbogbo èèyàn ń sá fún, tá à ń sọ fún yín, ẹ̀ ń sá fún. Nigerians are people that live in denial. How can somebody have 5 million ní March tó fún ní 9,000 pounds? But lẹ́ni nísìn the same 5 billion ó fún ní 5,000 pounds. Ṣé ẹ mọ̀ pé problem ti dé? Ṣé wá ṣe máa sọ fún yàn pé problem ti wà? Problem ti wà now. Because owó yẹn kò ní meaning mọ́. Owó yẹn ti wà devalue. Owó tí ẹ gbé dání yẹn, owó tẹ fi ń ṣe big boy. So kò lè imagine gbogbo àwọn tó ń lé owó gidi lọ́wọ́ ní Nàìjíríà. Kẹ́ lè imagine tó ń face nísìn. I'm talking about those that even have àwọn tó tẹ̀lé fọ́n tó lè kan náà díẹ̀. Ìwọ tó tẹ̀ ní kankan, ìwọ tó ń bẹ Ọlọ́run máa end ilé nísìnyàn. So I run it just for a few hours. So I am live on the other channel. So ẹ̀yin tẹ́ wà lórí Facebook, ẹ lọ join the new broadcast. À ń sọ fún ẹ oníkágbẹ́nu sàn. Ṣé èmi ló ń sọ pé kí n gbẹ́nu sàn? Bí èmi nìyá máa jẹ, bíyàwó nìyá máa jẹ, ẹnu ẹni gbogbo àjọ wọn. Ẹni tí ìyá máa jẹ láàrin gbogbo wa, òun là ń bá lọ nísìn. Kíyà tó jẹ mí, ó máa pẹ́. Ìyàtọ̀ tó kàn wá ni pé pressure cooker àwọn family mi nílé, ẹ send owó wá, ẹ fún wa lówó, ẹ jẹ́ ká ṣe this, ìyẹn nìkan náà làwọn máa face. Ẹni tá bá dẹ̀ lè support náà ni, ẹni tá bá lè support sí nǹkan tó lè ṣe fún wa. So torí pé a ti sọ fún yín títí ẹ dá wa lóhùn. Ẹni ẹ fẹ́ new president. Ẹ jáde ti rí new president nísìn. So ẹ lọ máa enjoy new president yìí náà. Ìbẹ́ ti ní new president. So kí ló So nígbà tẹ́ ti ní new president ṣẹ̀rí nísìn ẹni tó máa ń ṣòwò lọ́dọ̀ ẹ̀ ẹ̀rí nǹkan tó sọ èní ó ti di 1,035 naira lówó lẹ́nìí 1,000 Nigerian rates today 1,035 naira òun lówó lẹ́nìí. À ń sọ fáwọn èèyàn wa pé ẹja bọ́lẹ̀ kúrò nínú ràtìràtì ẹja bọ́lẹ̀ kúrò nínú rògbòdìyàn yìí tá a bá ti sọ bẹ́ẹ̀ ẹ̀ ní ká shut up tàbí nǹkan tẹ́ máa ń sọ kọ́ nìyí ẹ̀ ní ká shut up. Ṣé pé èèyàn lè lo PC? Okay. Ìgbà tó mama ní ká wá sanwó 7-day trial requirement kí ni kàn mí pẹ̀lú yẹn. Tá bá ní kẹ́ wá support Yorùbá nation ẹni náà ẹnẹ́fẹ́ ẹbí kan tí gbogbo yín sọ nìyẹn ẹni ẹ̀fẹ́ Yorùbá nation ẹni Nàìjíríà lẹ́fẹ́ mo kí ẹ̀gbọ́n mi Tony Ages náà tẹ́fẹ́ Nàìjíríà ṣé àwa ni ká wá máa àwa lẹ́fẹ́ hold àwa ni ẹ fi máa gbé dání pé problem no àwa kọ́ ni problem Nigeria ni problem rẹ̀ because it's a failed entity ní Nigeria ó dẹ̀ ti fail kò ń ṣe lé ní Nigeria ti fail everybody mọ̀ pé Nigeria ti fail tipẹ́tipẹ́ náà kí lẹ rò pé àwọn kan ṣe sá kúrò ní Nigeria torí ó ti fail nínà torí Nigeria ti fail làwọn kan ṣe sá kúrò ní Nigeria torí pé kò ṣiṣẹ́ expectation táwọn èèyàn fẹ́ fún Nigeria wọ́n rí a lot of Nigerians expectation ó ti wà out of context. People had a lot of expectation for Nigeria, especially coming from the 70s. But to them after the 80s, everything bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ṣe kíni, ó bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní problem. So problem tó ti wá ní láti 80s ìyẹn lẹ́yìn wá ń pray pé èèyàn kan máa wá fix ẹ̀, èèyàn kan máa wá resolve ẹ̀. It doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. It does not work like that. Pé kò ní collapse yẹn irọ́ lẹ pa. Ìjọ wo ló fẹ́ collapse ìyẹn ni kò tí sẹ́ni kankan tó mọ̀. Pé èèyàn kan máa fix ẹ̀ gbogbo yẹn wọ́n kàn fi enrich ara wọn ni. Gbogbo yẹn wọ́n kàn fi enrich ara wọn ni. Pé gọ́ọ̀mẹ̀ntì kan dé ó máa wá fix Nigeria. All that is just to enrich themselves. Wọ́n kàn fi enrich ara wọn ni. Everybody knows that. Let's say fix ìlú tí tó ti wà so much divided on so many reasons, So gbogbo pé Nàìjíríà máa ṣiṣẹ́ kẹ́yìn tẹ́ wà lábroad yẹn èyí dá wàhálà sílẹ̀ bí a ní mind ẹ̀ Nigeria go collapse. It's as simple as that. Mo mọ̀ pé kò ń ṣe prayer tẹ́ fẹ́ máa gbọ́ but reality because it's a system that has not worked for too long and everybody is praying that one day that system á favour gbogbo wa péjọ kan máa wáyé system yẹn máa favour ẹ̀mí kọ́lọ̀ ń jẹ́ ẹ̀rọ kan máa gbàdúrà kan kọ́lọ̀ ń jẹ́ kí Nigeria favour me. I mean, I don't know how come we're praying such. Kọ́lọ̀ ń jẹ́ kí Nigeria favour me. Níbo ló fi gbà favour ẹ̀? Ọ̀nà wo ló fi gbà favour ẹ̀? Wá sọ fún mi, ọ̀nà wo? Àwọn student tó jẹ́ Nigerian student tó ráyè jápa, àwọn ló tún complain nísìnyí pé owó yìí bó ṣe ń lọ òkè yìí, ó ń affect wa. And though them are affecting is the reality, whether you like it or not. And these are all the reasons we are saying that. Let us have a better discussion. Let's decide the future. No, future ta fẹ́ inú Nigeria ni. Okay. The same Nigeria that they've been telling us it's going to be better, it will grow. Kàkà kó grow nísìn, ṣe mọ̀ pé ó wà dilapidated every day, because inter máa fi mọ̀ pé ìlú kan gbádùn òun ni currency yín, and the more tí currency yín bá ti ń wà devalue, strain yẹn máa wà lórí everybody, àtolówó àti tálákà àtolòṣì àtẹni tó rí ṣe àtẹni tó rí jẹ, ó máa ṣe kí ni, because owó yìí nísìn láàárọ̀ yìí wọn ló ti di 1,035 naira to £1, and tendency pé ó máa wálẹ̀, ìrọ̀lẹ́ pa, kò lè wálẹ̀, kàkà kó wálẹ̀ ó ń lọ sókè ni. And for years tí Nàìjíríà fi ní epo tó yẹ kó máa invest, ká ṣe education top notch, tó ń ṣe jàkújàkú education tó yẹ pé ẹlòmíì ò lè spell simple sentence tàbá ní kó spell ẹ̀. Ọmọ yunifásitì ẹ ti fowó ra result yín, gbogbo yín lẹ ti sanwó fún lecturer, ìyẹn lòyìnbó ò ṣe believe jágbàjàgbà tá gbé dání. Tó bá sọ fún òyìnbó pé Nàìjíríà nìyẹn, tó mú certificate ẹ̀ dání, tó bá dé bíbá ó ṣe tún máa run a lot of different programs, torí pé wọ́n believe in that nonsense, because wọ́n mọ̀ pé rọ́lẹ̀ ń pa, wọ́n mọ̀ pé gèǹjẹ ni, wọ́n mọ̀ pé ó ti fraud ẹ̀, wọ́n mọ̀ pé education tí ẹ ní Nàìjíríà kò dàbí ti tẹ́lẹ̀ mọ́. Bíá in the 70s, in the 60s, ó wà okay, but nísìn kò dàbẹ́ mọ́. And these are why we are saying to our people, why then tí ẹ ṣe ń force ara yín lórí this same system tí kò ṣiṣẹ́? Àwa nínú ó sì máa ṣiṣẹ́ o, ẹ já ṣe sùúrù díẹ̀ o. Sùúrù wo lẹ fẹ́ máa ṣe sínú system tí kò ṣiṣẹ́? Sùúrù wo lẹ fẹ́ máa ṣe? Irú sùúrù wo? Jù pé ká máa wá àwọn tó máa pariwo ìyà ń jẹ àwọn èèyàn, ẹ bá wa dáwó síbí o, ẹ bá wa ṣe díso, so ẹ fi pé yẹn máa solve gbogbo problem tó wà ní Nàìjíríà. Ǹjẹ́ mọ̀ pé nílẹ̀ Yorùbá a ní 191 local government, òun la ní within the southwest, tabamu láti Kwara títí dé Lagos state, a ní 191 local government. So ìwọ tó ń sọ fún mi pé Nàìjíríà máa ṣiṣẹ́ yẹn, ní yíẹ̀ wo ló fẹ́ ṣiṣẹ́? Kó wá sọ fún mi, ṣé nínú yíẹ̀ tí Tinubu ń bá lọ yìí, ok, ó ti ń ṣiṣẹ́ lọ nísìn, inú yín ń dùn, ó change position àwọn èèyàn, ìyẹn ó mọ́wọ́ wá sánà pocket ẹni. Ṣé nígbà tí Tinubu ti yọ gbogbo àwọn èèyàn nísìn, ok, ká sì fún ní time, ẹ tí mọ̀ nǹkan kan. Ṣé nígbà tí Tinubu ti yọ àwọn tó yọ nísìn tó gbé àwọn Yorùbá síbẹ̀, ṣé yẹn mú owó wá sápò yín? Ṣé yẹn stop kidnapping tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀? Àfi káwọn àfà orí wọn wá ti jókòó, àfà kan lélẹ̀ tó ń sọ̀rọ̀ yìí nísìn, ìfẹ́ dárúkọ ẹ sọ̀rọ̀, akọ́mọ sọ̀rọ̀. It's all the same rhetorics. Wọ́n á máa fi ọ̀rọ̀ tútù sí ní abẹ́ ọkàn torí pé wọ́n ò fi jẹ́ kẹ́ react. Ìyẹn ló ṣe ń fún yín ní fúbù, wọ́n máa fi ọ̀rọ̀ tútù. Ẹlòmíì inú yín kò tí ì romi tútù mu, ẹlòmíì nǹkan tó tútù kò rí mu, débi pé ó fẹ́ mú nǹkan gbígbóná. Yes, àwọn kan wà okay, but we are talking about large proportion number of Nigerians tó wà okay. Ìyẹn lẹ ṣe ń commit fraud, lẹ ṣe ń commit crime, ìyẹn lẹ ṣe ń wà into drugs. Ẹlòmíì nísìn tó bá sọ pé kó gbé gbaná wọ UK nísìn, I no one mind. A wá lọ ṣoògùn kékeré kan pé kó má mú òun lẹ́pọ̀t ọ̀dẹ̀ òmùgọ̀. Ó ti gbà wípé ajá tí wọ́n gbé sí Heathrow airport, iṣẹ́ ajá tó bá tẹ̀ bí ti Nàìjíríà, torí pé olè làwọn yẹn, àwọn yẹn lè jẹ́ kó gbé gbaná yẹn kọjá. Ṣèbí nǹkan tí gbogbo yín ṣe, ẹ̀yin gbogbo tẹ wà ní ríkà tẹ wà ní gèrè, gbaná lẹ́yìn kó wá sí UK kó tó di pé Ọlọ́run bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí mú gbogbo yín mọ́lẹ̀. Èbí gbaná ni, èbí drug lẹ́ ń ṣe. Ẹ máa níyàn kan ti travel o, tó bá tẹ̀ ti lè rí drug kan gbé lọ, rúùtù ló bá ti gbé lọ báyìí, tó bá máa fi dé báyìí, ó ya pépà ní odò lówó. Gbogbo ilé tẹ kọ́, gbogbo tẹ fi ṣe, kí ló mú padà nísìn? Nothing. Tẹ̀fi gbogbo wọn láwọn ká má máa dárúkọ yín. Èbí phase 2 lè ní gbé, ìbọ́kúnnú phase 2 náà, àwọn tó ń ta drug, tó ń ta gbaná. Gbogbo yín nísìn bọ́lẹ̀ wà nísìn, gbogbo ẹ̀yin ẹ̀gbọ́n ọ̀ṣì yẹn, gbogbo yín dà nísìn. So ẹ̀yin youth tẹ̀ tó wá wà ní the same trajectory nísìn, ẹ máa mu codeine, ẹ máa ta cocaine, ta díìsì, gbogbo yín lẹ̀ ń ṣaṣẹ́wó, gbogbo yín lẹ̀ ń ṣe ṣìnà, gbogbo yín, because ẹ ní better life. You know, ọmọ tó jẹ́ 30 years old nílùú yìí, ó ti ní responsibility torí pé system wà tó ń ṣiṣẹ́ ó ní responsibility Koiki bọ̀wọ̀ build Rome níjọ́ kan olùṣì ìbí ìtàn sọ fún wọn nìyẹn kí ní kún ẹ pẹ̀lú Rome ṣé àwa gẹ́gẹ́ bí Roman we are Nigerians as what we are told kí ní kún ẹ pẹ̀lú ìjọ́ kan kọ́lọ́ build Rome ṣó mọ iye owó tí olórí burúkú Babangida wà lórí wheelchair nísìn ṣó mọ̀ pé wheelchair tí Babangida ń lò ó bẹ́tà ju ìwọ tó ní mọ́tò lọ ní Nàìjíríà ó mọ ẹ tó ń ta wheelchair tó jókòó lé yẹn kò dẹ̀ ní dìde láyé ẹ̀ tó máa fi kú orí ìjókòó yẹn ló máa wà tó máa fi kú torí pé ó wà lára àwọn tó ba ayé jẹ́ I'm talking about Babangida ló ṣe olórí burúkú yẹn orí wheelchair yẹn ló máa rùn pa sí a máa yàgbẹ́ wa máa tọ́jú ẹ̀ ìyà tó ń jẹ̀mí àti ẹlẹ́ni olórí burúkú Babangida mọ̀ nípa ẹ̀ Babangida tí wọ́n ń wò yẹn ìyà tó ń jẹ wá lẹ́nìí Babangida náà mọ̀ nípa ẹ̀ but at the end of the day Babangida wà lórí wheelchair bó ṣe ń vo pampers tó ń fi pampers dé nídìí wọ́n bú èmi ìwọ tó gbé òrìlé gidi gbé òun gbé face me I face you ó tún ní 9,000 naira tó máa fi sanwó face me I face you can you imagine sound is not okay kí ló ṣe sound bí alátọ̀dọ̀ yín ní ọmọ tó ṣe sound o fóònù tí mo dẹ̀ fi ń ṣe Instagram yìí mo make sure pé kò sẹ́ni tó lè pè sórí ẹ̀ so they are definitely látọ̀dọ̀ yín kò sí nǹkan tó pè sórí ẹ̀ bí akẹ́jáde kẹ́ wọlé padà àwa dẹ̀ ń sọ fún yín pé gbogbo tá à ń sọ lójoojúmọ́ ẹ̀ yes táwa náà bá mọ̀ tẹ́lẹ̀ but a ṣáà mọ̀ tẹ́lẹ̀ pé Nàìjíríà ọ̀dà kò sí àtúnṣe àwọn máa sọ fún ìwọ nísìn pé Nàìjíríà ọ̀dà ok ṣé secondary school tí ìwọ lọ síbẹ̀ lẹ́ni nísìn kó wá sọ fún mi padà bí Nàìjíríà wà ok I'm talking about secondary school tó lọ secondary school tó lọ ìwọ wá sọ fún mi ṣé secondary school yẹn ṣó wà to the standard àbọ̀rọ̀ mo yé nísìn secondary school tó lọ ní Nàìjíríà fáwọn àtà lọ sí public school lèmi ṣáà lọ Abẹ́òkúta grammar school but tá a bá wò lọ wò bọ̀ lẹ́nu nísìn ó ti wà dilapidated than anything else it's a complete mess ó dàbí ìgbẹ́ kò sí kankan tó ń function nígbà tí wọ́n bá sanwó fún teacher báwo ni teacher ṣe fẹ́ rí student kọ́ dáadáa kí ló dé tí teacher ṣe máa lọ sí school tẹ́ ẹ̀ ní sanwó fún iṣẹ́ governor iṣẹ́ state iṣẹ́ federal òun ni kó take care àwọn òṣìṣẹ́ but ọ̀ lè take care yín ṣé government ò tí take care òṣìṣẹ́ ló fẹ́ Kwara state nísìnyí nígbà tó máa lọ tó máa bọ̀ wọ́n ní kó máa wá fún 3 days in 5 days torí pé owó epo ti wọ́n ṣèbí tó bá yẹ pé ìlú tó dání ṣèbó yẹ kí governor kan make designated area pé ok ẹ̀yin tẹ́ bá ń gbé ní Ṣómólú ẹ lọ connect pẹ̀lú staff bus ẹ̀yin tẹ́ bá ń gbé ní Òkòkò Michael ẹ connect pẹ̀lú staff bus ṣèbí bọ́n ṣe ń ṣe nígbà kan nìyẹn wọ́n ti bà gbogbo ẹ̀ jẹ́ ìwọ tó ń tajà tó bá ṣe ń tajà yẹn o máa ní more problem torí pé owó yìí ṣòro owó yìí in tó mú àwa máa rí ní London pé owó yìí lọ sókè ìwọ tó wà nísàlẹ̀ forget it you are in danger kò mí pé bó ṣe ń lọ sókè táwa náà ń sẹ́ndẹ̀ wá sílé tó ti bá send £50 nísìn á fún mi ní more than 50,000 naira tó ta bá àdí 30 naira mọ́ lórí because ó ti di 1,030 naira òun lówó lè ní láàárọ̀ yìí so àbúrò là ń sọ fún ọmọlúwàbí Koiki ìjọ ló máa wá bọ́ sí Yorùbá nation yìí ti ń pariwo ẹ̀ tipẹ́tipẹ́ yes a gbọ́dọ̀ máa campaign lọ ni campaign ò ń tàn èèyàn á campaign títí but ẹ fẹ́ gbọ́ campaign tẹ bá lọ tẹ bá bọ̀ nísìn ẹ lọ jókòó sábẹ́ àwọn òpùrọ̀ religious centers yín ibẹ̀ lẹ́ máa pọ̀ sí lẹ́ máa jókòó sí ẹ máa ṣe amen inshallah ẹ máa sọ amen inshallah báwọn kan lọ Saudi nísìn tó ti kó wọn wálé nísìn tó bá yẹ pé Nàìjíríà jẹ́ ìlú tó dáa ni ṣèbí aircraft Nàìjíríà ló yẹ kó gbé wọn lọ sí hajj kéèyàn san 5 million naira that's about 9,000 pounds wọ́n wá ní wọ́n jí ní wọ́n ṣiṣẹ́ ní wọ́n wá lọ sí hajj wọ́n ti abandon wọn síbẹ̀ wọ́n wá ń ṣe fídíò ṣé ẹ̀yin rí gbogbo ọmọ ìlú mi tó ń ṣe fídíò pé ìlú wa wọ́n ti abandon wa ibo lẹ́yìn ti rí ẹ fi wọ̀n mi gbogbo yín lè máa jẹ breakfast. So nírí jù bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ gbogbo èèyàn wa ẹ pàdé wa láago 6 nírọ̀lẹ́ lágbára Elédùmarè. Bóhùn ìkẹ́ gbọ́ bóhùn ìkẹ́ má gbọ́, I am 6,000 kilometers away from that shit hole. Tí bá ti ṣe tán nísìn mo lọ sínú fíríjì mi, màá ṣí fíríjì, màá wo kíní ìyàwó mi gbé sínú fíríjì tí mo lè jẹ, màá decide bó bá jẹ́ orange juice mo fẹ́ fi tẹ̀, bó jẹ́ mo fẹ́ ṣe tíì mi, mo tẹ̀ ní kó ṣògì fún mi níjọ́ òní oníwànú freezer. So but mo mọ̀ pé tí bá dénú fíríjì mi nísìn màá rí nǹkan tí mo lè jẹ. Mo rò pé wọn náà lè rí nǹkan tó lè jẹ. Mo rò pé mo kí bàbá wa Dennis, mo rò pé wọn náà lè rí nǹkan tó lè jẹ. Bàbá wa ọ̀nà Adéọlá Fortune Michael, mo kí n sà. Odu peace, èmi ní kẹ́ máa bú o, èmi ní kó máa ránṣẹ́ sí kó máa bú mi. 6,000 kilometers ni mo wà away from Nigeria. Kí Fúlàní tó kidnap mi á pẹ́, bó ṣe ń kidnap yín lọ ń gba ransom gidi lọ́wọ́ yín. Kò sẹ́ni tó lè kidnap èmi nísìnyí tó máa ní kí n san 9,000 pounds. That's equivalent to owó tẹ̀ ń san Nigeria. So ta ló fi kidnap mi tó máa ní ẹ bá mi lọ sórí social media ẹ bá ń lọ tọrọ owó? Ọlọ́run ìjà rí yẹn. Àfi tí máa wá Nigeria lè ní kidnap mi. Èbí bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe pa uncle wa tó wá láti Maryland yẹn, ẹ pàdánù ẹ̀yin bomb bastard country. Bẹ́ẹ̀ni, ẹ understand. Ẹ túbọ̀ máa sọ pé on your mandate we shall stand. Orin tẹ́ ń kọ yẹn ẹ sì máa wá tún kọ padà. Gbogbo yín pátá tẹ kọrin yẹn ní stadium káàkiri gbogbo ilẹ̀ Yorùbá. On your mandate Bọ́lá, on your mandate Bọ́lá. Ẹ rántí pé gbogbo yín lẹ kọrin yẹn. On your man, a sì fún ní time. Ó ṣe fẹ́ lo 2 months ni kó máa báṣẹ́ lọ. Àwọn kan á jẹ nínú ẹ̀, púpọ̀ mi yóò ní jẹ nínú ẹ̀. Ṣòwòrẹ́ ti sọ pé 2,000 naira ló máa ń fún yín ẹ̀yin wèrè. Ká fún yín 2,000 naira kẹ́ lọ sórí Twitter kẹ́ lọ máa attack àwọn èèyàn. Táwọn ẹgbẹ́ wà lórí wà ní ọ́fíìsì wọ́n paṣu gidi, ẹni tó wà ní ilé wọ́n paṣu, ẹni tó fi lọ sùkúl ti lọ sí sùkúl. Mo kí ẹ̀gbọ́n mi Yẹmí Fátókẹ́, mo kí ẹ jáyàjáyà, mo kí gbogbo ẹ̀yin ìyá alálùbáríkà. Ẹ jẹ́ ká fi sílẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ ká tó lè lọ rest díẹ̀, àtúnpadà bọ̀ ní ìrọ̀lẹ́ lágbára Elédùmarè. Àwa o Yorùbá nation òun ni the final solution. Mo kí mọ́mí wa grandma Comfort Adélẹ́yẹ. Bẹ́ẹ̀ni, lucky to be here in time our people, Ọlọ́run á gbà wọ́n. Bẹ́ẹ̀ni, mo kí grandma Princess Adébímpé Awoniyi, àwọn ìyá dáadáa. Saddam West, I don't know why people are still in love with the country that doesn't recognize you as a citizen. But mo like point, ṣe rí point tẹ́ mú jáde yẹn, ó ti beautiful jù. Ṣé ẹ̀ máa kí n copy ẹ̀ kí n lọ jù sórí social media? I don't know why people are still in love with a country that doesn't recognize you. Ṣé ẹ mọ̀ pé Nàìjíríà recognize wa? Mo kí Abíọ́dún Monday, Sam Jones, Ọ̀rúnmìlà àbí kílẹ̀ nǹkan yìí. Yeah, mo kí yín. Alótú wà ń bẹ̀. Yusuf Ojúmọ́lá, mo kí ẹ. Prince Shitu, mo kí yín. Adéníyì Jubril, Kazeem Abdulrahman, mo kí gbogbo yín káàkiri. Bẹ́ẹ̀ni, Ṣeun Ọláwòye. Fake country ní Nàìjíríà. Ìlú tó ẹ mọ̀ pé kò recognize wa. Tí bá lọ sí embassy nísìn pé ẹ jọ̀ọ́ gbìrìgbìrì dé o. Èmi tí mo wà ní London nìyẹn o. Farabalẹ̀, èmi tèmi wà ní London ní UK ní ibi tó ń pè ní England. Nigerian embassy sílé mi is less than 1 hour plus. Tí bá wọ bus, tí bá wọ train, gbogbo journey yẹn ò ju 35 minutes lọ. Torí wọ́n ti cut journey yẹn down. Ara ń tàn sọ nìyẹn. Tí bá débẹ̀ lọ́tọ̀ browser pé please I need support, I need your help. Wọ́n ní dá mi lóhùn. That is a country tá ń pè ní Nàìjíríà. Mo kí Dr. Ṣeun Arówólò. And that is why everybody is looking for one source. Bó ṣe gbogbo yìí ló máa escape ni. UK náà ti gbọ́n. Wọ́n á mú the best. Mo rí girl kan tó ṣe program. Wọ́n náà need 1,700 IT. The best lọ fẹ́ mú jáde. Tá bá ti kó the best wá jáde, kí ló tún kù? Àjù the best wá síbí, àjù sàn. And this is why we are saying the time is now. Just reason, okay. The truth is that Lagos is winding down, and the situation is pretty grimy. Ó lè tó máa wà nínú Lagos nísìn. Ẹni tó bá ṣàwà nínú Lagos state, mo fi ṣọ́ yín o, ẹ wà vigilant. Má sùn para nínú mọ́tò ẹ pẹ̀lú bó ṣe wind up. Wọ́n lè fọ́ glass ẹ kó gba fóònù lọ́wọ́ ẹ. Crime ìlú tó bá ti ń go like this, crime máa ń pọ̀. Inú ẹ̀dẹ̀ làwọn kan máa ta drug fún yín. Ẹ̀rọ àwọn èèyàn, I don't condone all those things, but ẹ̀rí wọn á máa oye white powder. Wọ́n ní kó sáré lọ tà kí wọ́n náà make owó tiẹ̀. Bọ́lọ́pàá Nàìjíríà bá dẹ̀ mú ẹ, tó bá mọ owó ẹ, bọ́ọ̀ pa ẹ́, àwa ní kirikiri. Nàìjíríà ó ti tán. Forget about your mandate o. Gbogbo yẹn rhetorics ni. Campaign after kìíní gbogbo yẹn. Gbogbo ìlú tẹ́ ń lò nísìn ti parí ìlú ẹ ti jó. Aṣọ tó fún yín nísìn. Mo ò pé fìlà yẹn lẹ ṣì ń dé ládùúgbò. Ìbẹ́ ìwọ mi nísìn ìwé ilẹ̀ ń jí lójoojúmọ́. Ẹni tó bá rí wá ra búrẹ́dì, á ra ìwà díẹ̀ sí. Inú ẹ̀ náà lẹ fún yàn lóyún. Àwọn ọmọ tó ní ìlú ní àparọ́, àbámọ́ lọ́mọ sùn. Tó bá lóyún tán, àbọ̀dá Jídé mo ti lóyún. Jẹ́ kọ́kọ́ ṣe ẹjọ́ rẹ̀. Mo ránṣẹ́ kó lóyún, jẹ́ lọ yọyún yẹn dànù. Ìbí gbogbo tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ láàrin ilẹ̀ Yorùbá nísìnyí yẹn. Lábẹ́ mọ́tò, wọ́n bá yàn sùn. Ẹni tó tàgbó wá sí gáràjì, wọ́n á gùn sí mọ́bẹ̀. Ẹni tó wà lọ́fíìsì, gbogbo àwọn bankers obìnrin wọn ti da aṣẹ́wó tán. Bám! Aṣẹ́wó ni gbogbo wọn ṣe. Torí wọ́n gbọ́dọ̀ meet target. Wọ́n gbọ́dọ̀ meet target. Aṣẹ́wó ni gbogbo yín ṣe. Gbogbo ẹ̀yin tẹ́ jẹ́ bankers. Pátápátá. Ebi adé ẹnu yín ní pé gbogbo ilẹ̀ ń bọ̀ ọ̀gá yín sùn nínú ọ́fíìsì tó máa bọ́ pant àti bright tó bí aká tó máa fi sí fún lẹ́yìn. Ìbí tẹ́lẹ̀ lọ́gá máa ń ṣílẹ̀kùnlẹ̀ bí ó bá ti wọ́n ló máa tilẹ̀kùn ní. Adẹ̀ra increase the volume kí sound ẹ̀ má bàa lọ sókè. Ìbí gbogbo òṣì tẹ́ ń ṣe ní gbogbo civil service nìyẹn. Ẹ̀yin ò lè tẹ́ wa ní gbogbo civil service. Gbogbo yín pátápátá. Fẹ́ ra mọ́tò ẹ fẹ́ kọ́lé. Gbogbo yín ẹ fẹ́ the big man. Tó bá yẹ pé Nàìjíríà ń ṣiṣẹ́ ni ṣèbí owó ilé ẹ̀kẹ́ fi kọ́lé tẹ́ fi ra lé. Ṣèbí Nàìjíríà kan lẹ́kọ́ kó provide ilé fún yín. Mo ti sọ fún yín tẹ́lẹ̀. Mo ní by the time tí Tinubu bá ṣe ọdún mẹ́rin tán, inú ilé tó ń gbé tó bá ti lè upgrade inú ilé yẹn, you are a born bastard. On your mandate, Bọ́lá, on your mandate. Ayẹ́kẹ́ mi máa lọ jàre bí ti ń pa mí. Wọ́n kàn jẹ jàre. Bóun yìí kẹ́ gbọ́ nísìn. In tó máa jẹ́ kẹ́ gbọ́, Ṣòwòrẹ́ ti sọ, òun lówó yìí. Owó jágbàjàgbà, ṣòrí bó ṣe wà. Kò wá ń ṣe 1,000 mọ́ lé ní nísìn. Àtúwá yọ 30 naira. 1,035, yeah. Mo tún wá yọ 35 nínú ẹ̀. So àìtí dé December owó ti kọjá 1,000 lọ́kùn ààrẹ ọ̀rẹ́ fi pé Nàìjíríà wà òkè orí ẹ̀ ti gbálẹ̀. So mọ̀ pé báyìí tàbí àwọn afúnmi adé December which is àwa ní July nísìn kátẹ̀ yọ July kúrò August, September, October, November, December. Oṣù márùn-ún ẹ tún kọ́lẹ̀ lénìí. In 5 months ká tó mú December kí n tẹ̀ bá yín kọ̀ ṣe díẹ̀ pé á ti wà ní 1,005. Ẹ jẹ́ mo yóò yà. Mo kí gbogbo yín o. Ọlọ́run bá wà pẹ̀lú gbogbo wa. Àdúrà tá a máa gbà náà ni àdúrà irọ́. Ọlọ́run wà pẹ̀lú wa. Àwọn olóṣèlú tó yẹ ká dìmú lọ́rùn. Ká sọ fún pé ìyà tó ń jẹ wá, wàhálà tẹ kó wa sí, ìdààmú tẹ kó wa sí. Dídì wọn mú. Mo rí Sàràkí pẹ̀lú àwọn ọmọ ẹ̀. Àwa wo Wimbledon. Ọmọ ẹ̀ tó cost láti ra ticket. Ẹ máa sọ pé báwo lẹ ṣe máa ń pè yẹn? Ẹ máa ké olóyè ẹ máa kí gbogbo wọn. Ike Kérémàdò àti ṣáyẹn mọ́nu lé sí bíbá. Ike Kérémàdò ní fojú rí Nàìjíríà tí Bọ́lá Tinubu máa fi ṣe tán. Bó ṣọdún mẹ́jọ, bó ṣọdún mẹ́rin, London ní Ike Kérémàdò máa wà for the next 10 years. Nǹkan pè ní system nìyẹn. Bẹ́ẹ̀mi náà bá ṣẹ̀ bó ṣe máa fi mí síbẹ̀ nìyẹn. So yẹn ló ṣe máa wà careful so that ò ní ṣẹ̀. Torí ẹni tó bá ti ṣẹ̀ ó ti rófin. Ẹni tó bá ti rófin, you go and serve the sentence. Kò bá jẹ́ 6 months lọ fún ẹ. But Ike Kérémàdò kò ní wọ Nàìjíríà. Kó tó dé gbogbo property ẹ̀ ọlọ́mọ ẹ̀kọ́ ti gbà mọ́ lọ́wọ́ tán. A tún ti dàgbà èmi mọ age ẹ̀ nísìn. Á di 10 years mọ age ẹ̀. Every day tó bá ń sùn tó bá ń jí á kọ̀ máa lálà Nàìjíríà ni. Bí àbàtì táwọn tó bá máa fi jáde gan bí á Nàìjíríà gan ti pín who knows. Mo kí yín o. Bye for now. mo kí ẹ̀yin tèmi lórí mixella bẹ́ẹ̀ ni wèrè mandate má dáwọn lóhùn 2k lọ́n fún wọn Ṣòwòrẹ́ ti sọ 2k for the data for the boys ẹ pín 2000 data lé wọn lọ́wọ́ ìbárí bọ́ ṣe ń pín fún yín nígbà tí a fi ṣe election ẹ jẹ́ mo yóò yà ẹ pàdé mi láago 6 a sọ̀rọ̀ nípa ECOWAS kí ni ẹ̀ ní ṣe pẹ̀lú Nàìjíríà ṣé máa mú owó wọlé ni a sọ̀rọ̀ nípa ẹ̀ kọ́nà kó ṣàánú wa Àyìndé Usman mo kí yín bàbá mi Ògúndélé mo kí yín dáàdì Ọlọ́run bá wà pẹ̀lú yín mo kí gbogbo yín àgbàlagbà Yorùbá nation no going back Daddy Fab ó dàgó 6 bye for now.